Hello. Today I'm going to show you one of my collections that I have and I have a big interest in. Is arrowheads, Indian arrowheads. About 20 something years ago, I was working on a farm in Deansboro, New York, and this was my first find. I was walking down a cow path fixing fence, and this was just laying there, been walked on by cows for Lord knows how many years. You can see that arrowhead, and I was pretty excited. Since I was a little kid, I'd picked up shiny rocks and always imagined them being arrowheads. And I had another one, but I can't find it, that my brother had found right near our house, and I traded him a bank for it, and now I can't find it. It was with his collection. I don't know what happened to it. A few years ago, in the next field over, we were picking stones, picking rocks in the field, and I happened to come across this little point. And as you can see, it's beat up. It's been plowed and disced, and in fact, I even dropped it. I don't know if you can see right there. I super glued it back together. But that was the second point I ever found in my life. Pretty excited about that. Fast forward about 10 years ago, I was on our home farm. If you've ever watched my corn silage videos, making them piles, I was doing a pile and I kept driving over this. I jumped out of the tractor one day and this was laying there. Been driving over it for days. I don't know how it's even intact. I guess this would be a knife or a scraper. I mean, even after, thousands of years, that thing's still sharp. You could skin a deer with that yet. And it's got some damage. Most of it looks like it's old damage though. But that was just laying there on the ground. Just jumped out of the tractor and lo and behold, staring right at me. Pretty excited about that. About 2 years ago, just over the hill, I was walking yet another cow path, and I come across this. I don't know, this is pretty crude. I don't know if it was just a preform or whether it was an actual arrowhead. The points broke, base is broke, but you can see that, flat on one side, but you can see it. If Paleo Man, he's the one that's inspired me to do this video. I watch his video, Paleo Man 52. Check out his channel. If you're watching there, Ken, maybe you could help me identify the name of some of these points. But that was my last find, personal find. Now, about 20 something years ago, I lived in an apartment on an old farmhouse in Deansboro, New York, where I found them first 2 points. And the old couple that owned the farmhouse, the old lady had passed away, and the husband decided he wanted to sell the house, and they cleared everything out and sold the house and property to my boss. Well, when we were moving out, a couple years later, I found this on the beam in my garage. I don't know how I never noticed it there all the while we were living there. But my first impression, the old lady that owned the house was a scientist that worked on the atomic bomb during World War II. According to her husband, she was in charge of the atmospheric conditions in the underground bunker where they worked on the bomb, controlling temperature and humidity and stuff. So my first impression was these must have come from New Mexico. And I just gave it a thought, that was it. This is the old box, actually a New York City optician box. You can tell it's quite old. There's a bunch of these musket flints. I don't know if these are something somebody had made recently or they actually found these. There was actually some pottery. I don't know what happened to the pottery. I think it's in another box in the cellar. I don't know why I took it out of here. But look at these points. This is my favorite here. Look at it. Look at that beauty. Look at the notches on that. Still got its point. Beautiful point. Look at the beautiful workmanship on that for being thousands of years old. This one here still has its ears. This is a little bit different material. Yet a darker. I don't know if this is obsidian. I would say this is obsidian. Whether these points all had come from the same location or not, I've never seen obsidian around here. I mean, look at this. This is like glass. pretty crude. But I'll zoom in across these points here in a little while. You can see there's a broken tail there. Some of them are just look like they'd picked up maybe a flake somebody was used for cutting. Another crude. You can tell this was just a spall that they had hacked off and napped a little bit. Maybe give up on it because it's so crude. Maybe it was used. I don't know. I wasn't around back then. Even right down to little bird points. Tiny little bird points. Most people would look at that and think it's just a stone, but anybody who's an observer of arrowheads would say, yep, that's an arrowhead. But the thing, after I got watching YouTube videos, I got these out and I started examining them because I had rekindled my interest in arrowheads. And I pull out these two. One I know come from Deansboro, New York, and this mystery location point. And if you can see, them look like they were napped from the same stone. You can see the light and dark serrations in the stone. Same thing on this. Yeah, you can't make it out too good. That's a little bit. There's some. Oop, oh, there goes that one in the grass. Be just like finding a new arrowhead in a minute here, but you can see they're similar. They're similar. They're from the same rock, so they must have been from the same area. There's a lot of limestone in that area, and you find these bands of this gray. I'm not sure. Is this chert? Paleo Man, if you're watching, could you tell me what this material is? Obviously, this is a different material. This almost looks like limestone. This is different material. And then there's this. I don't know. This was a hammer or a net weight. It's obviously, I don't know. Maybe it's natural, but it's pretty cool. It's in the collection. And this must be just like a spall or maybe even a clamshell fossil that had been knocked out, but it was in the box, so it stays in the box. I'll pan over these pretty close so you can get a good look at them. There's my little tiny one. You can see them are mine that I have located myself. These are all my points that I found in this box. That's my favorite there. That one's sweet. Some of these are pretty crude. You ever wonder how anything ever got killed with something like that? But back in the day, that's all you had to work with. And you can see them are definitely flintlock flints. Actually, a piece of quartz here. How many millions of them I'd ever picked up and carried around in my pocket for days. My mother used to hate doing laundry because I always had a pocket full of rocks when I was a kid. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sure Paleo Man, I'm sure you're enjoying seeing all these. Any indication of an upcoming video, my paperweights here. Yep. Couple of knives, you guess it. I'm redoing a knife video. I have one in the mail on the way that I won in a contest, so as soon as that arrives I'll be doing my unveiling a knife video. So thanks for watching. Subscribe up above if you're not a subscriber. Like my video down below. Thanks for watching.